ministry, education, or healthcare. We offer classes that can be taken online or on location in accelerated formats, so you can start making a difference faster. To build a life that matters, call Cornerstone University or log on to cornerstone.edu/adult.
American Idol returns Wednesday, January 15th on Fox.
From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News at 6 starts right now.
We told you it was coming. Now the extreme cold is here. High winds churning heavy lake effect snow, creating a West Michigan whiteout in some places. Fox 17 continues leading the way on this story with live team coverage.
The wind chill warning remains in effect for West Michigan. Some areas dropping down to 40 below zero. Wind chill as we speak, and it's going to get even colder. I'll have your full forecast, which includes some lake effect snow as well, coming up.
High chilling winds here in Kalamazoo, making near whiteout conditions. Will tell you how fast you will be frostbitten if you go outside tonight.
During the deep freeze, there are things that you can be doing tonight to make sure your loved ones stay safe. Some of the most vulnerable people in our lives.
At 6, one of the deepest freezes in recent West Michigan history.
I got a thermometer from the Weather Service that goes to 100 below. If it gets that cold, I don't want to be here.
Wind chill spiraling down to 50 degrees below zero in some spots. The combination of wicked winds and blowing snow causing potentially deadly conditions.
It's been a losing battle.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming down.
Hundreds of schools and businesses closing their doors as the Arctic blast arrives.
As long as one or two of us can get here, we'll be open.
Fox 17 has been there since the beginning, tracking the snow, and now the Arctic blast.
Well, as you just heard, wind chills nearly negative 50 degrees below zero. Welcome to West Michigan's wild winter of 2014. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christian Frank.
And I'm Janice Allen as we move into hour number 2 of live team weather coverage. Just about 2 minutes ago, we topped 300 school closings for tomorrow. Those are running at the bottom of your screen. To cover this story, Fox 17 News planted crews where we expected cold temperatures and the heaviest snow so we can bring the story home to you and show you how to keep your family safe. Let's start with Chief Meteorologist Rick Mecklenburg to take us inside the record books. Rick?
Yeah, we've got some really cold air out there, to be sure. In addition, we're seeing strong winds and some blowing snow. For that reason, these counties in pink, which include Kent County, also Allegan and Berry County, and Kalamazoo and Van Buren counties, under a winter storm warning until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We continue to see some accumulating snow. Not a lot of snow, but it's coming down and the winds are really blowing, so that's creating some issues with visibility. Also, another issue tonight is temperatures. All of West Michigan at this point below zero, and away from Lake Michigan, we are way below zero. Current temperature in Coldwater right now is 15 below. We're at 10 below zero in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, 1 below in Grand Rapids, and our current temperature in Ionia is 3 below zero. Even along the lakeshore, temperatures are below zero, so it is cold everywhere. And it is windy everywhere. Take a look at these winds blowing from the west and southwest, sustained between about 15 and 25 miles per hour. Some higher gusts. We're gusting to 28 miles per hour in South Haven, 36 in Benton Harbor, St. Joe, and a 35 mile per hour wind gust in Battle Creek. That's creating visibility issues with the snow, but it's also creating some really brutal wind chills. Feels like almost 40 below zero right now in Coldwater. Not much warmer in Battle Creek and Kalamazoo, where the wind chill is 35 below. Grand Rapids is the warm spot when it comes to wind chills. Feels like 18 degrees below zero here. Well, that cold air blowing across the relatively warm waters of Lake Michigan, continuing to give us lake effect snow. We'll zoom in first of all to the metro areas, and it looks like along 196 we have some batches of some heavy snow. Also south on 131 and heading west on I-96 toward Marne and Nunica and Fruitport. Also some heavy snow continuing into Allegan County at this point. Looks like M40 between Holland and Allegan still getting some heavy snow, and along I-196 as well we are seeing some heavy snow. So let's get an update on the roads now. We'll continue our team coverage. Fox 17's Deanna Falzone is in the mobile weather tracker with an update on the roads. Deanna?
We're on Business 196 eastbound in Holland, headed towards the freeway right now. Take a look. Conditions out here really only getting worse. At 5, we were on US 31 south, and it was rough just to get to where we are now. The biggest challenge, again, is that drifting and blowing snow. And as it gets darker out here, it's even harder to see, with visibility getting even lower. At times, you can barely tell what's falling and what's just blowing. I want to give you a different perspective. The camera really not doing it justice at how bad it is really getting. You can barely see in front of you. If you look ahead at that sign up there, 196 East Grand Rapids, you can barely even see that at some points. A lot of people actually driving with their flashers on out here. We're going about 25 miles an hour right now, just trying to get on the highway. Our speeds continuing to drop. Most drivers are hopefully trying to stay home tonight, but earlier we caught up with one local business focused on care for the elderly who had no choice but to be out in this. Talk about lake effect snow. In Holland Monday, they saw the best of it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy morning. So far this morning, I've found myself in a whiteout. Also been stuck a couple times.
Scott Bolthouse is the owner of Lakeshore Senior Care. They provide a variety of at-home services for the elderly, but today things were a little different. With on and off whiteout conditions all day and some side roads so bad you could only get through them with four-wheel drive, Bolthouse helped drive a lot of caregivers around Monday to get them where they needed to go.
What we'll look at is who is absolutely critical that they have a visit and be supported for the day. Some clients have housekeeping, and housekeeping isn't a necessity for a day like today, so we can bump that back to a later time in the day or to a later date this week.
But some folks just can't wait.
We have clients on hospice where meds are critical. We have clients where they can't get out of bed unless we're actually right there for them. So it's those types of clients that really make it a priority for us.
People and lives that can't be put on hold despite the havoc Mother Nature has brought.
The reason we're in business is to provide peace of mind for our families. Not just the families, but also the clients. The clients want to know everything's going to be okay, and that's where we step in and provide what we do.
Now, we just got on the freeway here, 196 going eastbound towards Grand Rapids. You can see it is just nearly whiteout conditions out here, especially as it continues to get even darker. Let me give you another perspective. If you can kind of see traffic going westbound, a lot of cars obviously not out here right now. They have the right thing in mind to stay off the roads. Give you another perspective, make it a little wider out here. Again, these cameras not really doing it justice on just how bad it is out here right now. So definitely, if you have to be out for any reason, make sure you take it very slow. A lot of distance between you and other people. But of course, if you can stay inside, definitely do that. And now let's send it over to Dana Chiklis, who is live in Kalamazoo County. Dana, how are things looking out there?
Deanna, it's not uncomfortable out tonight. It's flat out dangerous. Our photographer and I were saying at last check, it's negative 13 degrees. Feels like far colder than that. We have never been this cold in our lives. Now, I was looking at a chart earlier. According to the National Weather Service, at negative 10 degrees with winds from 25 to 55 miles an hour, you will be frostbitten in about 10 minutes. That's what kind of weather we are standing in right now. Now, earlier this afternoon, we caught up and rode along with a Michigan State trooper who was monitoring people outside on the roads in no vehicle.
I don't think we'll go down that road.
Michigan State Trooper John Hoffmeister says most drivers in St. Joseph County listened to the snow warnings and stayed home.
No slide-offs today. There have been a lot of vehicles that are still in the ditch from overnight.
A few drivers on their way to work said they were having trouble with the high winds.
60 in Cochran, Teal, Chevy Blazer.
But the winds were even more trouble for those outside in no vehicle.
Definitely wouldn't want to be walking any long distances today. Okay, do you have a ride or anybody that can give you a ride?
Troopers say they limit their exposure to the cold.
It doesn't take a long time to get frostbite.
And if you're out driving and find yourself sliding off the roads, they say to stay put.
If you do find yourself stuck and your vehicle is still able to run, obviously keep the heater going until help can arrive. And if you have a cell phone, to call 911 and let them know that you are in the ditch.
Law enforcement, fire departments, and road commissions are working together to tackle the storm, especially when they're on a call on one of these snow-drifted, shut-out side streets.
So they could get up to one of their calls over in Fabius Township last night because it was all drifted shut. So they had to wait before they could get to their patient.
Now, tonight, hypothermia and frostbite are real concerns. Like I mentioned, right here in Kalamazoo, it's going to take about 10 minutes for any exposed skin, mostly your fingers, nose, face area, to be frostbitten. Signs of being frostbitten are losing color in that skin or feeling numbness. So one tip is, if you're going to be outside, don't wear gloves, wear mittens. Keep those fingers together and stay warm. Stay inside if you don't have to. Now, we're going to continue this storm coverage and check out the Coldwater with Darren Cunningham over in Coldwater tonight. Darren, how's it feeling where you are?
Yeah, Dana, I can actually second what you said. I too have never been this cold in my entire life. At 5 o'clock, I showed you how I did an experiment where I took basically some water and I poured it into a cup. We are in Coldwater, so Coldwater is living up to its name. Basically, I poured the water in a cup, and within a half an hour, it was frozen. So take a look at it. Completely frozen solid. Just pouring some water in a cup and sitting it outside in these frigid temps and these, I believe, 40 below or so wind chills. Now let's get right to that video that we shot earlier. I want you to see what they're dealing with here. Again, a snow emergency was declared. Residents have been digging out. Some neighbors were helping other neighbors shovel their snow. With that snow emergency, basically their city is asking the residents not to park on the streets so that the roads can be plowed and be cleaned thoroughly. I'm told that there is a 16-man crew out here that's helping to clear the streets, and they're working 12-hour shifts. Here's what one of the residents had to say, as well as the director.
The weather, it's like we used to have it years ago, back in the 70s when I was a kid growing up. And this is one of them winters where we're right back to where we were.
It's cold, but actually the snow plows better when it's cold than when it's more warm.
How's that?
Well, it's all the moisture's out of the snow.
Now, I'm told that crews will be back out here tomorrow to basically work an 8-hour shift, and they will focus on the downtown area. For now, live in Coldwater, Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
Darren, get back in the truck and crank up the heater for us. Become part of our coverage tonight. Use the Twitter hashtag Fox17Snow to send us your photos and video reports. We may use some of them in the upcoming Fox 17 News at 10.
We're just getting started here at 6. Coming up, more reports from Battle Creek, Portage, Grand Rapids, Allegan, and South Haven. Jess?
Plow trucks have been out clearing the roads all day, but what about those trails? We'll tell you what they're doing to make sure snowmobilers can enjoy that equipment this year.
And it's snowing in South Haven, as you can see here in downtown Grand Rapids. We have some heavy snow. We're going to track the snow and talk about some colder temperatures straight ahead on Fox 17 News at 6.
And here's a look at some of the pictures you've been sending us today. Keep them coming. Our live team weather coverage continues until 7 o'clock tonight.
You're watching Fox 17 News.
This week marks the anniversary of Joe Carroll's death.
My thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, but with regards to